Daniel J. Mahoney. Mayor, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Happy New Year.
What an honor it is to be able to be the first guest of the year.
Well, it's an honor that you agreed to be here to start the year.
I appreciate the invitation.
How was, looking back at 2025, how do you think the year was for the city?
You know, it was a good year overall. I mean, I had some very tough personal moments that bled into the work that I do for the city, of course, as well. But I think, we've got a great council. We have great staff, and that makes for us to do great work in the city of Jackson. And I think we had another great year of accomplishments for sure.
Last year you announced that you would not be seeking another term as mayor, but what do you do to keep from being a lame duck, because you've got a whole year before your term ends? Yeah,
some people said, "Oh, why'd you announce that so early?" And I announced it when I did because I think it was the proper place to do it, which is where I first started at. And that's with the NAACP at their annual Freedom Fund banquet is where I announced that I will not be running again. And I also think it's the right thing to do for the people of Jackson to say, hey, I'm not running again. I came into this knowing that I was not planning to be here for a long time as mayor. Of course, people know I had some other aspirations in politics to maybe take my talents to the state house if the people saw fit. And that was really my original plan, was to run for state rep again. But, with life changes, when traumatic things happen to a person, it makes them reevaluate where they spend their time at. Being mayor of this city has been one of the most indescribable experiences that I've ever had in my life. It's a place that I never saw myself being. This community has trusted me in the highest ranking position in the city of Jackson. And it's been an honor and a privilege to serve in this way. But I have to make sure I'm taking care of myself. I love this city. I love the people of this city. I love this community. And I think everything has its time, and it's my time to step back.
Yeah.
But how do I keep from becoming a lame duck was the question.
Yeah.
You just got to keep your foot on the gas. That is just the bottom line. We still have a ton of work left to do. I have a ton of time, in my mind at least, left to do it. And I plan on running through the finish line. So all the way up until the day that I leave office, I'm going to continue doing the work that this community deserves to see done. And just because I don't plan to run doesn't mean I don't create an agenda for this year, a list of things that I plan to accomplish along with City Council and work to get those items done.
Yeah, so those items, the last 4 mayors and the last 6 DDA directors all said that their goal before they leave office was to get the Hayes redeveloped. That's been one of your goals as well. Is it going to happen? Are we going to see the beginning of that in 2026?
It's really my hope that we will. It really is. Of course, we have been thrown yet another obstacle with the state dollars being snatched away. And so the fate of the Hayes Hotel is actually in the hands of our state legislature. So, while that is absolutely still a goal on the front of my mind, I've done and we have done as a city everything that we are supposed to do to try to line up that project to make it happen. And so there's still a few things that I think we can do as a city if we don't get reappropriated the $4.5 million that it required to fill the gap for that project. But we have our fingers crossed that we'll be able to state our case that those dollars need to be given back, as well as the dollars for other projects in our community that are supposed to happen, like the community center with Residents in Action. I think it's an unfortunate thing that this happened, but we have to deal with the cards that we're dealt and act accordingly and respond accordingly.
Yeah, other projects included the Cascades and the interfaith shelter.
Absolutely.
So we've got a resolution that was introduced last week by State Representative Kathy Schmaltz for the $4.5 million to be reappropriated. I guess the moral of the story is if you get money from the state, cash the check right away.
As quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Nothing's guaranteed until you have it in your hands.
We've got coming up, and it's advance notice of about 3 years, but we've got the bicentennial of the city of Jackson coming up.
That's right.
2029.
Yes, indeed.
And you're looking for people.
Yeah, so we established a bicentennial commission to do the work of preparing for a bicentennial celebration for the 200-year birthday of the city of Jackson. And so I'm looking to fill those seats so that work can begin. So we're not scrambling to figure out what we're going to do to celebrate such a huge accomplishment for this city and to celebrate the accomplishments that this city has made over the last 100 years since it was celebrated. I just recently came across a document, Bart, that was the centennial celebration. And just being able to read through that and look at what they did during that celebration was amazing. And I'm hoping that we can do something similar or better.
And I believe we had, I remember there was a parade. Well, I don't remember. I remember hearing that.
I was going to say, if you remember that, I got to talk to you about how you stay so youthful.
But there are photos, and they're black and white, and but it was a huge celebration. Picnics, I know there were picnics.
Yep. There's a huge church service. All the different pastors from around the community had these church services. It just was the entire community got involved. The businesses, everyone got involved in this, and so. We're going to need that same type of support in order for us to properly celebrate this city turning 200 years.
Are you planning on a State of the City address this winter?
I am planning on a State of the City address. I'm hoping that we get it done a little sooner, and I've been thinking about how to do it a little bit differently than what we've done it in the past.
Yeah, in the past it's been late January, early February. It's been at the King Center.
It's been all over the city. It's been at the King Center. It's been at the City Center, and so I'm looking forward to being able to kind of lay out what I feel like this year is going to look like, but still got some due diligence to do to be able to make sure everything is put together well.
So 2026, you'll hear, I'm sure, more about what you'd like to accomplish. But is there one thing that you want to make sure that this is to leave maybe your mark on the city in your final year that you want to have happen before you leave office?
That is a great question. And as soon as I figure out what the answer to that question is, I'll have to let you know. But I will say I have a bucket list of multiple things that I plan to work to get done.
And I did ask the mayor off the air if he had a plan for running for office once he's done as mayor, and you said no. I don't. It's not gonna be a gotcha moment where all of a sudden I come out and I announce that I'm running for something. It's not gonna happen. At this time, I mean, my oldest daughter, Bart, is getting ready to go into her senior year of high school next year. Wow. And my other children are so involved in so many other things right now. And the last thing I want to do is short them on the time that they deserve for me to make sure I see through what their aspirations are. My daughter wants to go to Clark Atlanta University. We've got some trips planned to go do some college visits. And, I want to make sure that I'm present for all of their accomplishments that they plan to work towards. And, I'm taking some time off of I've been elected for 12 years. 12 years as an elected official in this community. And I have to take some time for some self-care. I've always told myself when I stop enjoying doing the work that I have to take a step back or I have to stop doing it. And so I still thoroughly enjoy the work,
but I know that I need some repair. You know, it's like when that check engine light comes on in the car, but you don't hear any noises, but you still should probably go get it looked at. You can't drive when you go in to get that thing looked at. And so right now I just have to take some time, take a step back, and do some self-care.
Got it.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Jackson.
The mayor, Daniel Mahoney. Up next on J.